Okay, here's the exciting thing. So once we have our tribe hub created, now it's how do we bond our members, create a dope culture, and create almost a addiction within this. And so we've done this successfully via this word right here, and that is the rituals we use. So every good tribe in history, we went to the Museum of Anthropology in Mexico City. We got to see some really cool, really fucked up rituals that they did, from beheadings to soccer games where somebody dies at the end, um, corn rituals, um, a lot of death. But these days we don't really need those kind of crazy rituals, but we do need something to really bond our people together, right? Like we kind of lack that intimacy that the tribes used to have, and so that's where we bond our people through rituals. So I want to go through some of the elements that we've created that really bond people together. And the first one's going to be this hand signal. So this came almost accidentally because we just saw what was happening in the group. We just like sat and listened, and we saw one dude who just kept doing this hand signal, like the little peace sign over his heart. And we're like, boom, all right, that's going to be the signal of the brotherhood. And so we started doing that. And more importantly, we got the tribe leader to keep doing that. And we watched how all the men started to mirror that. And then I saw that there was a study done. The most viral TED Talks that have ever existed had over 400 hand signals. And so it was like a way of communicating non-verbally that says, I can deliver this message with my hands and with my words. And the least viral had only 200. So it was like double the amount of hand usage. And they had this analogy where it's like, if you had a stranger come to your door and they had their hands behind their back, it's like it triggers this psychological safety within you, right? So hands actually play like a really big role. And my first website was actually like a handmade greeting cards, and that's the first time I heard somebody say like take videos of yourself drawing like your own hands, because it is a weird thing that psychologically they bond with you. So we always recommend creating some kind of emoji and turning it into a hand signal. You can see we did this with the Assassin Academy as well. We created this fist, like so, and you can just see members start to do this and just mirror. And they ended up calling each other the Brothers of the Red Fist, which is pretty cool. Next, we have initiations. So if you think about any good tribe, any good fraternity, maybe sorority, you'll see that there's always like a hazing week. And so they haze new members. And so we did this with fitness, and we created a 30-day challenge. And the absolute best people we've ever had in our group have come through a 30-day challenge before starting. And so they even did this with like a really boring sex talk. They had people come to this talk, and people were like, waste of time, like would rather kill myself. And then they had some people that went through electric shock in order to get in. And they were like, oh, wow, life-changing talk, amazing talk. And so it's the initiation to get into something, like the hoops they have to jump through. The more they can do that, the more they value this group, right? So we make people film a video and answer a few questions to get in. It's a very light version of initiation, but where you can put hazing and initiation, even better, right? Like really make them validate why they should be in your group. Next, we have unique verbiage. So making up words and acronyms, that is like almost a secret language in the tribe that is not understood anywhere else. This is where you can see CrossFit did a really good job, because you show up and you're doing like a whole, one exercise AMRAP, and then you're doing some WBs and, some DLs. And it's only people who are in the know will know what that means, right? And so every tribe has kind of like some unique words. And one of the things is kind of like a slogans. Definitely good for bridging your people, because it's not something they can tell their friends and family about. They wouldn't get it, right? So unique verbiage is definitely a cool thing. Spotlighting, we have a full module on spotlighting coming up, but this is where we take some of the lessons from Hitler on how he built his global movement, and turn it into good, right? So it kind of builds some addiction. One of the tools for addiction is actually creating significance. And so how we make some of these people feel significant is we do spotlighting. So twice a month, we find people who are really living into the new identity, and we look for the top engagers in our group, And we picked them out and we're like, okay, they are the leaders who are really embodying the ethos of what we're trying to create here. They're taking responsibility. They're posting a lot. They're helping other people get through it. They're supporting them. And so we spotlight them and we send them a t-shirt. We get their backstory. And this helps them feel like, they're doing good work. It makes them feel special. It makes them feel significant. We send out an email and a Facebook, and it makes them feel really good. And so there's a whole module on this, but definitely important for creating that next level, that next wave of leadership in your group. Finally, we have, not finally, but we have an exchange of energy. Where you can use this, the better, because we have found that we don't really get to have an exchange of energy like we used to, right? Hunter-gatherers would have to go out, they would have to collect berries, they would have to like hunt animals, and they would have to exchange their energy to bring back and like eat. And so that was like a really good way of, people bonding together, is exchanging energy together. And so that's why fitness, it's so easy. And our other programs, we try and bridge in like a morning routine, some kind of like sweating together, because the more you can get them to do this together, they're going through the same thing together, the more they really bond over. And the more they take selfies and show themselves getting it done, which definitely helps engagement, which also helps retention. Another side of that is sacrifice. So, sacrificing energy, but it could also be, like if you look at the Catholic Church, there's 7 sacraments instituted by Christ and given to the church to administer. They were necessary for salvation. Sacraments are the vehicles of grace, which they convey. Like sacrifice has been a big thing. So maybe you don't need to sacrifice energy, but you could sacrifice TV, you could sacrifice Netflix, you could sacrifice, their biggest muse. Saying like, if you're going to be committed to this, you need to sacrifice something to be a part of it. So it's just another element that, if they're going through the same things together, they really bond together. And they're like, we can do it, guys, we can do it. Another one is creating novelty. So the mind really craves novelty. And that's why the Netflix model doesn't work for this, is that if you put all your content up and it's just a free-for-all, they're like, cool, download, learn, and I'm out. And so that's part of why we phase it, is so that they get the transformation, but so that there's novelty. They see a 12-month calendar, they see that they're gonna like hit beast mode in month 11. They want that, right? Maybe you get some really cool guest speakers coming up next month, which makes them want to stay. You got to create some novelty. It's a big thing for long-term engagement, for retention. So we have challenges every month, something different. They have no idea what it's going to be. Most times we have no idea what it's going to be. And so every month you want to just, or even every week, or even every day, whatever you can do to create novelty in your group. A shared phrase, right? So Sam Ovens, we saw he had ring the bell when we were studying him. And so because he helps people become consultants and make money, then when they had a win to share, he would say ring the bell. And they actually even like custom coded a things that would like actually ring a bell in his office and like would keep track. Really cool. Funk, he would end his videos punching the screen and say, get it done. And so now we see all the brothers, hashtag GID. They're, always saying like, get it done. It's just like, that's part of the new identity we preach, right? That shared phrase really validates the new identity and who they're becoming. So it's a really good way to have a sign off. And then touch points. If you can't get people live together to really bond your group, then at least do like live calls, just a way to get people face to face. So that is a big way to associate the names they see in a Facebook group to the faces live in person, and it's just a really good element. So download this exercise. It's linked below, and start writing into the tribe rituals that you are committing to. And if you have anything new, please let us know. We love this shit, and this is what really keeps like a really cool culture. So keep going through the tribe rituals, the tribe modules, and then at the end you're going to create your calendar to create systems around all this. So let us know how it's going for you while you're building your movements.